Knowing God. Knowing God. A concerned church member once asked Rick Warren if he'd go to hell for smoking, in which Warren responded, no, probably not, but you'll sure smell like it. I want to ask you about the gambles that people are willing to take today's day and age. If you were a traveler and you knew that you were going to get on a plane and you were going to travel to a destination, but there was a 1 in 10 chance that plane would crash, would you still get on the plane? There's just a 10% chance that the plane would crash. And the answer is you probably wouldn't. You'd probably respond with something like, that's not a safe bet. I'm not willing to take that chance. But yet you're willing to do that with your own soul. I want to pose this question to you today, that Jesus is real and that God is real and that there is hope. You know, if this is all there is, what would be the point? I mean, if this is all there is, I don't want to get up tomorrow. I don't want to go through this and then all of a sudden there's a nothing. I just believe there's a much higher power, a much higher thing at work here. And so let me just consider this with you. Is there hope? And where do we find our hope? And how can we know that there's hope? I think there's 3 ways that we can know that, or 2 ways rather, through general revelation and through special revelation. God has revealed himself to us, the Creator. Now you might not believe in God, but I just want you to speak with me with an open mind. If you believe in the Big Bang Theory or evolution or whatever your belief system is, let's say you trace it all the way back as far as you can go to one single planet, and the Big Bang took place, and from that came evolution or whatever your belief system is, where did the beginning come from? If God doesn't exist, where did the beginning come from? Did it just happen? Where did the first amoeba come from? Or where did the first big planet come from? Or the first big mass? Where did anything come from? Okay, so obviously that argument's not going to work. It can go back, and then the question is, where did God come from? And I would simply respond by saying he always was, and he's always been in the business of revealing himself, and we can know that. We can know that without question. William Paley came up with an argument for intelligent design. How can we know about intelligent design? And he used a watch as an example. He simply said this: there's many intricate parts in this watch that move and rotate, and by them we can know one thing. Now, we might not necessarily even be able to know time, because the time could be wrong. But there is one thing we could know, and that is that there was a watchmaker. Because it works, and it's all together. And the universe is working together today in the same fashion. So we can know that there is a God. He reveals himself through creation. And what does he say about himself? You look at the mountains, and you look at the seas, and you look at creation. It's beautiful. It says something about the Creator, doesn't it? Well, it's a similar idea as to looking at a painting. You can look at a painting, and you can know something about the painter. General revelation is just a way that God has revealed himself to his people to show them who he is, so that we would know him. There's another way that he's revealed himself. He's revealed himself by special revelation. Special revelation is a little more intimate, a little more personal. The most common form of special revelation that we have today is the Bible. Now, you might not accept the Bible as God's holy, inerrant, infallible word, absolute truth. You might not, but accept it as a history book. I mean, you have to give that. I mean, it has much history in it. Now, if you just accept it as a history book and you begin to look at it and you find out things like the birth of Christ was prophesied 700 years before time, and certain things have been prophesied that have come to pass thousands, hundreds, and almost 1,000 years prior. It has to build some kind of credibility, some kind of divine deity has to be behind that knew so far in advance. It just couldn't be coincidence. Well, there's not just one, there's many. But here's the thing: Jesus walked on the face of the earth. You can say he's a good teacher, you can say he's a lot of things, but what you can't say is he's a liar. Because he can't be a good teacher and a liar at the same time. That would be an argument C.S. Lewis made. He can't be good and be a liar. But this is the thing. He could have said anything that he wanted to say, but he didn't. What he said is, I and the Father am one. If you believe in me, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. If you believe in me, you can have eternal life. He said, in my Father's house there are many mansions, and I go there to prepare a place for you. And if that were not so, I would have told you. He could have said anything. He raised the dead. He healed the sick. He made the blind man see. He could have said anything he wanted to say. Why believe him at all? Because the tomb's empty. That's the only tomb that's empty. But that's not enough, Maybe you give the swoon theory and he was stolen out of the grave or whatever. But how do you come to this? He appeared to 500 people after for 40 days. He rose from the dead, and then he comes back and he says, you know what, I am who I say I am. Here in front of 500 people, I'll tell you all about me and what I want you to do. So let me ask you a question. Why take a 10% chance that any of that's true? If you want to know truth, and you want to know absolute truth, and you really are searching for what's real and what's not at all, I can make this promise to you. If you'll pray about it, and if you'll consider and seek him, he'll tell you, because he wishes that no one would perish. So if you want truth, just ask for it. He's not trying to hide it from you. He's trying to give it to you. Just ask.